How old are you?
I'm 44.
How do you feel about sex on the first night?
I don't care. If I have to do, I do. But if I go through dating with somebody else and I figure out this guy for a relationship, I don't make sex first time.
So wait, if he's a good guy, you'll make him wait. If he's a bad boy, you'll give it up. But isn't that a little bit backwards?
No, if he's good boy, I don't make sex first time. I hold myself. Because I have to go somewhere special with him.
Whereas,
I hold.
but you
Because
don't.
I have to show him something special, you know?
But if he's a bad boy,
Just for fun.
because you know he doesn't care about you.
He doesn't care about, I don't care too.
What if the good guy wants it on night one?
They want, but I can do. I say, hey man, do you want me? Hold more. One more step.
Do you know what? I've actually wanted to talk about double standards for a very long time, so thank you so much for commenting this. I find it very telling of your own character that the only thing you have to say about me is that I'm ran through. You know? Because you can't say I'm not attractive, you can't say that I'm not smart, and you can't say that I'm not funny. Anyway, peace and love to all the girls who've been put down for their private lives. It's silly and it's immature, and real men don't care about shit like this. Insecure boys who have been brainwashed by them fucking podcasts, they're the ones that care. I actually feel bad for any of you who feel this way about women because you have been brainwashed and it is ruining your own sense of self and love. It's a dangerous way of thinking, and I hope when you grow up you realise that.
What's the maximum amount of people you've bonked in one day?
22. That was at spring break.
Wow.
That was
okay.
a sore night, to be
I was
honest.
gonna say, that's exhausting.
So can you talk us
Yeah.
through that? Like what happened? How was that set up?
Yeah, so I basically shared my hotel room online.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, this is the room I'm staying in. Like, just come and queue up. And I will see as many of you as possible, like, whilst I'm here. Because when I went to spring break, loads of guys was like, oh, I've messaged you to film with you. And I couldn't get through, like, all of the messages. Like,
Yeah.
And I've said before, like, I've only got so many holes and so much time. Like, I physically could not film with everyone I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So on the last night, I was like, right, I'll just let them queue up. I'll just go one after the other.
Yeah.
And that's basically what I did.
And so how long from start to finish did that all take?
So I think I put the post at about 6 p.m. their time, and like we finished, it must be like 4 or 5 a.m.
That's
yeah,
insane.
and it was so funny because like during the videos, you hear people knocking on the door, like you hear like other groups of lads outside.
Waiting?
Yeah.
Was there like a queue outside the hotel?
Yeah.
She belongs to the streets.
So I invited a boy over. We hadn't had a date or anything. He was just good looking, good chat. I was like, yeah, come over, whatever. Anyway, he's funny. He was way funnier than I thought he'd be. Very good looking. Great, whatever. Gets to the whole reason that he arrived. I break through. I like break, and I'm like, you brought protection, right? He was like, no. And I was like, are you joking? And he was like, should I be? And I was like, no. I was like, are you joking? Do you not have it? And he goes, no. Are you serious? I said, I'm serious. I was like, what? Did you come here and want to get me pregnant? Do you want to be a father? Do you want to be my, like, baby daddy? Is that why you came here? Because that's not why I invited you over. Anyway, he was like, oh, okay. He was like, I'll check my car. I said, yeah, go check your car because it's the whole reason you're here. Go on. So he went and checked his car. He didn't have it. And I said, well, you better go get one. He comes back down. He goes, there's not one in my car. We're going on an adventure. I was like, I'm not coming with you. You can go get it. He goes, please, just come for the drive. Come for the drive. I was like, okay, I'm coming for the drive, but like, I'm not getting out of the car. And he goes, that's fine. Anyway, so we get to the shops. And he's like, do you want a drink? And I was like, yeah, I want a kombucha. So he comes, he's very sweet. Comes back with 2 flavors of kombucha and the other stuff. I was like, great, whatever. Anyway, it happens. It was pretty good. All happened pretty much straight after. Like, I was like, okay. Because I don't do cuddles. That's like, it's not my thing. I had my heart torn out of my chest like a few years ago, and I don't want it to happen again. And like, for me, I can't trust myself with like hormones after an activity like that, and then cuddles and like pillow talk, because my hormones will confuse me, and then I'll be like, do I have feelings when I don't? You know, like sometimes my hormones unfortunately don't work in my favor. Okay, so I was like, oh no, I don't do this. Like, I don't do this. And he goes, what, you want me to go? And I said, yeah, kinda. I told you before you got here I don't do sleepovers. Anyway, he didn't want to go. He was like, can we talk for a bit? I was like, yeah. I was like, but over there. So he sat there in the bed and I was like, the other bed dressed, chatting. We spoke for like 15 minutes. And he goes, good compromise. That was a good compromise. I said, have I scared you off? Has this like offended you? And he goes, well, I've never had this before. I was like, oh. I was like, it'll be okay. It's okay. Anyway, he left. I just want to know, does anyone else on here like do that? I didn't mean to be an asshole about it, but like I said to him, this isn't about you. It's actually about me. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I just don't want any sort of, this is just what it was. And I don't want it to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he seemed so bamboozled by it. So I just want to know, and then like, what's your ritual like before? What's your ritual after? I'd like to know, truly. So do you think I was too harsh? I don't know. Anyway, that's my dating update. Hopefully he doesn't see this. He doesn't have TikTok, so he shouldn't, but if he does, hey.
Basically, if you treat a woman like you just want to smash, that's what you'll get from her on the first night. But if you want a woman for a relationship and take her too seriously, she'll make you wait for it. So the key is to only go after the smash, and you'll be more likely to get the smash on the first night.
That's true. That is true.
All men throughout history have cared about whether or not a woman got ran through by multiple men. Even back in the 1800s or even biblical times, prostitutes and harlots were frowned upon. It's got absolutely nothing to do with modern podcasts. For some reason, modern women think they can alter men's standards for relationships by using shaming tactics and saying they should be allowed to get ran through without anybody judging them. Sorry, honey, but it doesn't work that way.
She's a whore.
First of all, the guy was not very bright to go over to her house to smash without bringing protection. This is how men end up becoming fathers to children with women they don't even like. Second of all, she admitted that she got her heart broken, so it seems like she's trying to fill the hole by getting pumped and dumped by random Chads and Tyrones. The guy was so shocked that she just wanted to get ploughed by a random guy and then leave. He didn't even know what to say. He should have just left straight away. It was very clear she belonged to the streets.
Nasty bitch.
Real men of genius.